Caitlin Clark's golf debut just made me so upset with the WNBA. It is the fault of the WNBA because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day. There was so much buzz online, she was trending on Twitter, all of the things, and the LPGA was promoting the crap out of this event.
Did the WNBA just score an own goal? While Caitlin Clark was making waves on the golf course, the league that's supposed to have her back went MIA. Not a peep from their social media. Nothing. Meanwhile, the LPGA's throwing a party. They're all over Clark, like she's the next Tiger Woods. So what gives? Is the WNBA dropping the ball, or is there more to this story? Let's break it down. Picture this: Caitlin Clark, basketball superstar, suddenly trending for golf? Yeah, you heard that right. The LPGA saw an opportunity and ran with it faster than Clark on a fast break. They invited her to a Pro-Am event, and that's when things got wild. At first, this whole thing wasn't even going to be on TV. Can you believe that? The LPGA almost missed their shot at greatness. But then something crazy happened. Fans went absolutely nuts on social media.
Also did something really smart by pairing her up with their currently #1 golfer in the world. And her name is Nelly Korda. So there are photos of Caitlin and Nelly literally everywhere, who is currently leading the sport and pushing the sport ahead. If they put her next to Caitlin for the entire event, that's just great. It's great for Nelly and it's great for everyone else she has done for women's sports and basketball. And to have her at our golf tournament, I mean, I'm like in awe. I've got a basketball and hoping she signs it for my girls.
They were begging to see Clark swing a club. It was like the whole internet turned into golf fanatics overnight. The LPGA listened, and boy, did they deliver. They put the whole thing on TV and paired Clark with their top golfer, Nelly Korda. Talk about a power duo. It's like they created a sports crossover event that nobody knew they needed until it happened. Suddenly, people who never watched golf were tuning in. All eyes were on Clark and Korda.
I didn't hear one thing about there being too much spotlight on Caitlin Clark, and it should have maybe been on the professional golfers that are there. We didn't hear any of that. Now, from this event, I have only seen and heard of positive things. I didn't hear one thing about how her fans are toxic, and those are the types of things that we have been hearing for the entirety of the WNBA season last season.
You had basketball fans checking out golf for the first time, wondering what all the fuss was about, and let me tell you, they weren't disappointed. The LPGA pulled off the marketing trick of the century with Caitlin Clark. It was genius, really. They took a basketball star and turned her into a golf sensation overnight. Brittany Lincecum, one of the LPGA players, even said, "What she has done for women's sports and basketball is huge," and she's not wrong. Clark brought a whole new audience to golf. You couldn't scroll through social media without seeing Clark's face. The LPGA's accounts were on fire. Every post, every tweet, every story was all about Caitlin. They milked this opportunity for all it was worth, and it paid off big time. Think about it. They got people talking about golf who probably couldn't tell a putter from a driver before this. They brought fresh eyes to their sport, showed off their top talent, and proved that women's sports can draw massive attention when marketed right. This wasn't just a win for golf. It was a masterclass in sports marketing. The LPGA saw a chance to grow their audience and they took it.
Didn't want to put her on MVP ladders, didn't want to put her as Rookie of the Year until it was so evident that they had to. There was just so many things that it felt like it was always just a little bit of a push, like make sure you don't do too much. There's immediate hesitancy. Is that a word? There's immediate hesitancy about giving Caitlin Clark too much praise. They didn't want to give her too much praise. They didn't want to prop her up too much. We don't want to give her too much praise. We don't want to tweet about her too much. We don't want to post about her too much. We don't want to give her too much media coverage. Let's just make sure that everyone else is also happy. Like,
they didn't just invite Clark to play, they made her the star of the show. And in doing so, they might have just changed the game for women's sports marketing forever. So the LPGA knocked it out of the park with Caitlin Clark. But hold up, where was the WNBA in all of this? You'd think they'd be all over their rising star's golf debut. Well, get ready for a plot twist that'll make you go, wait, what? The WNBA's response to this whole situation was unexpected, to say the least. You know what the WNBA did when Caitlin Clark was teeing off and making headlines? Absolutely nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nada. It's like they completely forgot Clark existed. How is that even possible? We're talking about one of their biggest stars, and they didn't even send out a single tweet, not one Instagram post, not even a simple "good luck, Caitlin." Can you believe that? This wasn't just a tiny mistake, it was a massive missed opportunity. Think about it. Clark was trending everywhere. People who never cared about golf before were suddenly tuning in. That's a goldmine of potential new fans right there. And the WNBA just ignored it. It's like they left a wide open layup on the table. You know what's even crazier? All that free publicity they could have gotten. Clark was the talk of the town, and the WNBA could have jumped on that bandwagon so easily. They could have shown how versatile their players are, how they're not just great at basketball, but can hold their own in other sports too. But nope, they dropped the ball big time. Fans were not happy about this, let me tell you. They were all over social media, asking where the WNBA was in all of this. People were frustrated, and rightfully so. It's like the league doesn't even care about promoting their own stars. How are they supposed to grow the game if they can't even support their players when they're making waves in other sports? This isn't just bad marketing, it's a slap in the face to Clark and all the fans who support her. It sends a message that the WNBA doesn't value its players beyond the basketball court, and that's a dangerous game to play. You know why? Because this isn't just about Clark, it's about the future of women's basketball.
If you look at the LPGA Twitter account, it is filled with Caitlin Clark things. Photos of her, a whole video of the fans cheering her, signing things, taking photos. What I thought was so interesting and what prompted me to even make this video because I got so upset about it was the fact that the WNBA posted nothing. Posted zero about Caitlin Clark golfing in this Pro-Am event. This was the perfect time for the WNBA to also be posting about this, and they said nothing.
Think about it. If the WNBA can't even be bothered to promote one of their biggest stars during a major crossover moment, what does that say to other up-and-coming players? It's like they're telling future stars, hey, we only care about you when you're on our court. That's not how you build a league. That's not how you create loyal fans or players. Let's talk about what just went down. The LPGA showed everyone how it's done. They saw Caitlin Clark and thought, hey, let's make this big. And boy, did they ever! They turned a basketball star into a golf sensation overnight. That's crazy smart marketing right there. Now, the WNBA, they need to wake up and smell the opportunities. This isn't just about one player or one event. It's about the whole future of women's basketball. You know what's wild? They could have jumped on this Clark golf train so easily, but they just didn't. So here's the million-dollar question. Is it time for the WNBA to shake things up? Should they be looking at how other leagues are promoting their stars? Because let's be real, if they don't step up their game, they might just get left behind. And that would be a real shame for women's sports, don't